So I wanted to do something that we've never done before, which is just analyse. Well, there was a story on Fox News which is spreading all over the place, has so many inaccuracies, so many lies, it's untrue. Let's start with the story. Nothing to do with the fact that this guy gets almost $5 million a year. This lady lives in a house like that. They clearly understand what it's like to go to any supermarket and be checking the prices as you put the items into the trolley.
Yes.
And what else did they tell you?
So, suppose, let me say the word. The story is that this lady was randomly shopping in a supermarket. Well, just listen to her own words in the first 30 seconds.
It just went down $100. We'll do that for you from the White House, all right?
Thank you.
All right, bye. Nice seeing you, everybody.
Yep, he just handed somebody $100. Well, that somebody is that person there, screen left right now. Joining us, those grateful Pennsylvania parents, Jenny and Brian Kantz. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Jenny, tell us a little bit about that. So your cousin owns that store, and
What? The cousin owns the store? Surely this wasn't a set-up. Surely the Secret Service and co. hadn't visited the shop to get everything right for the arrival of one former guy? Oh.
the Trump team called up and said, hey, we would like to have a family at the checkout. Is that right?
Yes.
And what else did they tell you?
Not much other than we were hoping to opportunity to meet him, and the fact that he handed us $100 was a complete surprise, and it was a great experience.
Interesting, isn't it? The guy who claims to be the richest president ever has a mere $100. I'm sure there are people who probably earn less than the former president who would pick up the whole bill. But of course, it's all one big stunt. It's all designed to show that Trump is man of the people, paying for the shopping of the guy who owns the store, his family member.
Brian, how did you feel about that?
It was a pretty neat experience. I got to shake his hand. He was very personable. So, yeah, really neat experience.
I'm confused. This is meant to be about a president of the United States of America, so former president of the United States of America, paying your shopping bill, saving you money. Yeah, literally, we're talking prices. $100, $100. It's meant to mean something. It was a great experience. I got to shake his hand. The guy sounds like he's not really that bothered about prices.
Yeah, really neat experience.
How much was the bill, and how has the the rise in prices affected you and your family and your three kids?
The total bill was $194 and some change, and the inflation on groceries has definitely affected.
Jenny seems remarkably knowledgeable about how inflation directly affects prices. I'll be honest with you, how many times have you stood in a supermarket line or at the gas station and the first thing people says, oh, inflation, it's affected the prices by 2.3%. Almost as if you've had a briefing pre-hand by Trump team telling you what to say should any press ask you about prices. Because you're a stay-at-home mum, which means you've probably got a group on Facebook, and things are bad. Not to patronise you at all, not to patronise you, but God, this needs a little bit of
Same thing. What are they telling you that they may not be telling these pollsters out there?
Just that, a lot of the moms I know, we've gotten a little bit more creative with how we cook to reduce our costs. We homemake a lot of foods. We actually have a group, me and a couple of girlfriends have a group that we share recipes. And that's one way that we, also a couple of us have picked up little, we're stay-at-home moms, so we picked up little side jobs just to kind of pay for those extra things.
Right.
Yeah, Brian, sorry, Steve, you want to go ahead?
Well, I was just going to say, I bet you make bigger meals now, so you have the leftovers, so you can stretch the meal that way.
Oh, yeah.
Jenny, I got a question for you. So the former president hands you $100. The inclination with a lot of people would be like, well, Donald Trump just gave me that. I want to keep it, as a souvenir. but it's $100 and your bill is $200. So for a second, did you think, I'm going to keep this rather than give it to the cashier?
Oh, I'm going to frame it.
Oh, yeah.
So do you?
At this stage, I'm truly confused. Her cousin owns the store. It's clearly a setup. Lots of free advertising and all of that stuff. The former president gives her $100 because things are really, really tight. The prices are rocketing through the roof, and she has an opportunity to get 50% discount. It's a very hard up life she's living. So hard up, she didn't get to spend the $100. No! Shop, gasp, horror.
You have the bill?
I do.
Let's see it. You got it right there?
1 second.
Oh, Brian, while she goes and gets that, so I know you own your own business. Oh, there it is. You own your own business. You have 3 boys, and all my friends that have to feed 3 or 4 boys, it's really expensive. There it is. There it is. You own your own business. Your wife is a stay-at-home mom. Sounds like she's doing a good job saving you money. How do you feel about all these price increases? The electric bill, the gas bill, the grocery bill.
Yeah, well, those are things that we can't control.
So we have a self-employed businessman. I am all for the local businessman. I really, really am. And it's nice to see somebody getting the opportunity just to express themselves so articulately in terms of how prices, inflation, etc., is affecting them. He seems a little bit tongue-tied, as if to say he's been caught out, as if to say, oh, well, maybe I'm not as, fiscally short as I'm trying to put over. I don't know. You decide. Don't think he'd pass the lie detector.
How do you feel about all these price increases? The electric bill, the gas bill, the grocery bill.
Yeah, well, those are things that we can't control, so we have to pay it one way or the other. It would definitely be nice if it was cheaper, but...
what's the name? The place is Sprankles, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you feel like they're gouging you? Because we hear from the vice president that it's price gouging.
And at this stage, we'll just get the loaded question, I think is the legal term, in. Remember, Jenny's cousin owns the shop. Jenny is not going to go onto Fox Entertainment and suddenly say, oh, yes, it's true, they're price gouging. No, she's going to do the family thing because I think she's got the shopping for free. I don't think she's been shoplifted. I can't confirm it.
Gouging.
No, those are completely...
They're lies.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan has to increase his prices when everything else goes up. You know, the fuel to get the merchandise to the store, the producers of the food, their prices are going up. It's just the natural effect.
I've talked to people that own supermarkets. They are not gouging.
Jenny, real quickly before we let you go, how was Donald Trump the man? I mean, so often people don't get the opportunity to meet him. Was he personal, but did you find him to be genuine, or did you see something differently?
And at this stage, I don't think this is a question that Jenny can expertly answer. No, we have a lady who can give the full answer. Melania, over to you.
Give me a break.